This is Gavin Gaddis in for Tom Webster on today, Wednesday, August 12th, 2026, 5 days at Terminal 5. Everything happening across our 5-day Terminal 5 takeover in September. But first, Ask a Marketer, how advertisers read the research. Sounds Profitable's upcoming Ask a Marketer webinar puts fresh research in front of the people who buy the media. On Tuesday, August 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Right Side Up's Christina Rubino and Quo's Tony Murray will join Tom Webster to work through the podcast atlas. From the buyer's chair, the two will sort which findings actually move a media plan, which are merely interesting, and how to make the case for podcast spend to people who do not follow podcasting. You can grab your virtual seat now, link in the description. All right, as a reminder, I'm in for Tom today, so everything here is first person from his perspective. In September, we will take over Terminal 5 in New York for 5 days, and by the end of that week, we'll have run 3 different events for 3 different audiences in the same building. Which is either ambitious or reckless, and I'll let you know in October. It has also produced the same question from nearly everyone I've talked to this summer. What's actually happening? So here's the whole week's breakdown, along with the answers to your most common questions. First, the Business Summit, Monday and Tuesday. This is the buy side and the sell side of podcasting in one room at Terminal 5 on September 14th and 15th. It's our big swing to create more value for the entire podcast ecosystem in just 2 days. The lineup is coming together in a way that we are truly proud of. Ira Glass, Don Lemon, and Rich Roll are confirmed, so are YouTube, Apple, and Scalable, and Flight Story is bringing Maggie Sellers of Hot Smart Rich. It's a media lineup rather than a podcasting one, and that's intentional, because the people we're bringing in to buy don't think of themselves as just podcast buyers, and neither should you. There will be big announcements from our stage too. Crooked Media will be announcing major news at the event that they haven't shared anywhere else. But what makes this truly unique is not 1 minute of stage time is for sale. We built this event together with our partners. There is zero pay for play at this event or the main podcast movement. We have stripped this event down to 2 singular experiences to make each one special. Because of that, the content you'll hear is vetted, never heard before, and rooted in fact. If you're looking for another panel with arbitrary thoughts on measurement or AI, you will be the one disappointed person in attendance. There are also over 125 brands and buyers registered already, and I mean actual buyers from the holding companies, the agencies, and brands direct. Not one of them has bought a ticket because we don't charge the buy side to attend our events. The entire job of this event is getting them in front of you, and a paywall between a seller and a buyer is a strange thing for a trade association to build. There are workshops and new research in every content block, some of it ours, and some from partners releasing it there first. The format is 10-minute segments totaling around an hour per block, with long networking windows in between that are fully catered to. Everybody I've ever met at an event like this tells me the same thing afterward. The hallway was the best part. So we built a concert venue-sized hallway to enable more networking and greater deals. And on Monday, September 14th, we're hosting a run club with Voicing Change Media and Zach Clark. If you'd rather open the week in motion. Can anyone buy a ticket to the summit? No, and it's the question we get most. Sounds Profitable is the trade association for the podcast industry, and the Business Summit is an event for the association's partners. If your company is a partner, you're eligible to buy up to 2 tickets at a link in today's article and submit a request for additional tickets at half price. If your company is not a partner, the conversation to have is about partnership rather than tickets, and that's 1 email away. Our partners are the 220-plus companies funding the work of expanding this industry, the research we give away, the education we do with buyers and brands still learning what podcasting can do for them, the advocacy, the careers built on the back of all of it. Somebody has to pay for it, and they do. They have now for the last 6 years, and we are grateful for their support. The summit is one of the things they get access to. If you support what we're doing here, there's a version of this where you're in that room, and I'd like you to be. Talk to us about partnership. Does my summit ticket get me into the rest of the week? The Summit and Podcast Movement days are separate events on separate tickets. If you want Monday and Tuesday plus Thursday and Friday, you'll need both tickets. Wednesday night, the IAB Podcast Upfront After Party. The IAB Podcast Upfront is Wednesday, September 16th. The official after party for it is ours at our venue from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Being the official after party matters more than a party normally would because it means the entire buy side of the industry finishes its day at the IAB Upfront and walks into our building. It also kicks off Podcast Movement and brings together the entire industry in one space. We're excited to announce the entertainment for the evening, provided with support from Joan Keary, is a live taping of Dana Gould's Hangin' with Dr. Z, the one where he conducts the interviews in full Planet of the Apes makeup. The doctor tells us he's reaching back into his catalog to bring some of the best guests he's had to date on stage with him, including Sam Morrill and Dave Hill, and we're still exploring the opportunity to add more live performances. Do I need a ticket for Wednesday? You need a ticket to something, and any one of those three of them would work. The Business Summit Podcast Movement or the IAB Podcast Upfront itself. Any of those three gets you in the door. We'll have an RSVP link so we know how many of you to expect at the bar. Is Wednesday a networking thing or a party? You are correct. Podcast Movement Thursday and Friday. Thursday, September 17th, and Friday, September 18th, are the Creator Days, and this is the biggest change we've made to Podcast Movement in its history. Over 80 sessions on 5 stages plus 4 keynotes, I think will be worth the ticket on their own. Half the sessions were chosen by public vote out of more than 750 submissions for more than 500 speakers, and the other half by an independent committee whose entire job was to find the good stuff the popular vote missed. Our team had no say in either half. Nobody could buy a session at Podcast Movement, and there's no expo hall either. In a universe where a distressing amount of conference programming is a media buy wearing a lanyard, that's the promise we're making, and you should hold us to it. I'll also be opening Thursday with the release of Podcast Landscape 2026, our biggest study of the year, live from the main stage. When do we find out the full session lineup? Speakers have been notified, and we're aiming to post the full roster tomorrow, August 13th, once everyone has confirmed, with the full schedule very soon after. We announced the first half of programming last week, which was selected by our community voting. You'll hear from industry experts including Paul Riesmandel, Lemia Solitani, Max Brandstetter, Shantae Howell, Allison Marino, Gogo Zoger, Doug Downs, and more. Coming next, even more community favorites as selected by our all-star 9-person committee, and like the Business Summit, no one is on stage who didn't earn it. No sessions were paid for. What does it cost? $199 for both days, which, as far as I can tell, makes it the least expensive conference ticket in podcasting. That's deliberate. The summit costs what it costs, so that Thursday and Friday can cost $199 for 2 days in Manhattan with no expo hall and no session anybody paid to be in. We did a little Robin Hood on our partners, and they knew it. Selling the program is the normal way to make a creator event cheap, and it's the one lever we won't pull. So the money comes from the other room, and the Creator Days stay focused on creator voices as we can make them. Every piece of research we release that week goes out free to everyone reading this, whether you are in the building or not. To see it all unfold live, you can register now for tickets linked in today's article. Do I need to be a Sounds Profitable partner to come to Thursday and Friday? No, the Creator Days are open to everybody, and they always will be. There will be loads of partners there for you to network with. Just buy a ticket already. What happens at 4 o'clock? One more thing, and it's the smallest item on the list. On a planning call a while back, I asked what an introvert or a first-timer is supposed to do at 4 o'clock on Thursday, when the sessions are over and everybody who already knows everybody is off to a dinner organized in a group chat you're not in. Nobody had a good answer, so we built one, an end-of-day block on Thursday where the meetups are proposed and hosted by the people attending, in space we're setting aside for it. Run one if you want to, or just walk into one. That's the part I'm proudest of so far, because the whole argument for putting 3 events in one building for 1 week is that this industry is more useful to itself in person than it is on LinkedIn. And that argument falls apart at 4 o'clock if nobody knows where to stand. Come to New York. There's no conference hotel, so you can stay where you want, even in Jersey. No one will judge you. But if you need a recommendation on where to stay, there's a few suggestions linked in today's article. Thank you for listening to today's article, 5 Days at Terminal 5 by Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and we'll see you next week for another narrated article.